Hello and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Monday, 10 November. I'm your host Daniel, and today we're going to talk about the US has taken a big step forward to ending its shutdown, Ukraine is still battling in Pokrovsk at a pivotal point, and a BBC boss has resigned over the Trump documentary edit. So firstly, the US Senate on Sunday night advanced a procedural measure aimed at ending a record-setting government shutdown. The stopgap funding bill would allow the government to be funded until January 30th. The US government has been shut down since October the 1st as Democrats refused to support a Republican-drafted spending bill that will cut healthcare support to millions of people. The shutdown has kept federal workers at home while disrupting air travel and food aid. With the support of some Democrats, the vote advanced the funding bill, passed by a 60-40 margin. Republicans currently hold a majority in the Senate with 53 of the upper chamber's 100 seats. 7 Democrats and 1 independent senator voted to advance the package. So what? I mean, this is a good move for every federal worker in the US. It must be pretty shitty to not be getting paid, though I do think they will get back paid, I think is how it works. So yeah, it's good to see. This kind of stuff is pretty disruptive to, I mean, not so much the world in terms of like how it actually works out, but is very disruptive within the US and air travel. Yeah, it seems likely that pressure coming out of air travel is one of the main reasons that it's actually being resolved at this point, as it has in the past. So yeah, good to see. And next, the battle for Pokrovsk has been a subject of military reports for days. For Ukrainian troops, the entrenched fighting on this stretch of the front line is critical. 21 months after Russia's invasion of Advocadia, and a suburb of Donetsk, Pokrovsk could now be taken by Russian troops as another logistical hub, which would be crucial for control of Ukraine's Donetsk region. Before Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, the city had a population of 60,000, and it was an important industrial and transport node in the Ukrainian-controlled parts of the Donbass region. By the summer of 2025, there were only 1,500 people left living in the city. So what? This report comes from Deutsche Welle. So yeah, other reporting that I've seen on X was much more critical. I think, mainstream media is pretty hesitant to point out when Ukraine is losing places because of how unconfirmed and fluid the battle space can be. But it seems like they've lost control of the city. From everything I've read online. And yeah, my only hope is that Ukraine managed to get out most of its troops before the city fell, because to me, that's the key, right? They're currently in active defense, which is where you fight and withdraw, fight and withdraw, fight and withdraw, trying to minimize your casualties while maximizing the enemies. So yeah, I just hope that they haven't lost too many troops for this one city, and that this isn't a compounding issue that leads to, the collapse of front lines. And lastly, the BBC Director General Tim Davie and Head of News Deborah Turnus resigned on Sunday after criticism of the way the UK's public broadcaster edited a speech by US President Donald Trump. The scandal is in the latest hit to the BBC, which has been accused of failing to maintain its political neutrality and its support of the Israeli-Hamas war. Other recent controversies included child abuse scandals and allegations of bullying and sexual harassment against high-profile presenters. So what? It's good that these two are gone. I think the BBC is in a pretty sad way, and it's pretty biased at this point, as most people would point out. The way that this Trump documentary was handled was pretty appalling, and the fact that they cut together two parts of a 60-minute speech that were, I think, like 50 to 60 minutes apart and tried to make it look like one cohesive sentence is frankly it's just not okay. You can't be doing that as a public broadcaster that is funded by the British taxpayers. If you're a private company, fucking go on. Whatever. Do whatever you want. But so long as they're paid for by the British public. I think this is just completely unacceptable. While these two leaving is a good step, I think a lot will need to be done for the BBC to regain trust from the public, and there needs to be a massive overhaul in the way their stories are presented, because it's not okay. I mean, this is just a wider news issue at this point. The way that mainstream media frames most things is pretty horrific. Yeah. So hopefully it's a sign of things to come, but I kind of doubt it at this point, sadly. Yeah. Anyway, that's been your Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you again next time. See you!